audience. I don't think it's because it's simply Hollywood. I mean, sure, there is a science to making films. Now, there is a science to making films. Hollywood has reached that science, and I mean, I know there are some people who are really skeptical. Hollywood, it's just, yeah, they're just about making profit. No, but why are they making profit? No, why are they making profit? Because they're able to connect with their audience. It's not as if they're really suckering you into it. No, I mean, we've seen a lot of bad Hollywood films. No, yeah, we will always go back to The Last Airbender, and yeah, and yeah, Jennifer Aniston rom-coms, all of them flop. No? But yeah, I mean, they're able to connect. No, I mean, whereas, because admittedly, I watch local films. I watch the really terrible ones. Yeah, I have already, as of date, I have already watched 2 Manny Pacquiao films. Yeah.
Jericho Rosales as
Yeah.
Pacquiao.
No, that one I haven't seen yet. I've seen parts of it.
Commander.
Yeah, I've watched a few. Yeah, Anak ng Commander, I watched that one. I watched the Wapak Man, also very horrible. And even though I hate the Bong Revilla films, I watch them. So that I can really tell you guys why it sucks. Lito Lapid films, I watch them. I have seen a good number of local romance movies. The problem with these films, Anna, is we depend too much on the stars. I mean, it's okay to depend on the actors. I mean, you have to depend on the actors, but depending on them alone is a disaster. Now, what has been the problem? And I watch a romance film. Give me a pairing. Any pairing? John Lloyd Bea, of course. John Lloyd Bea. What's the problem? First off, I don't like Bea. She's a piece of wood. But aside, but John Lloyd is a very good actor actually. But what's the problem? I mean, ask ourselves. Why did in the movies, why did John Lloyd and Bea get together?
It's like it's the same formula all the time.
It's not formula. I mean, formula. I mean, there's a reason why it's called formula, because formula is supposed to work. But what's the problem? It's they use a formula which they don't understand. Now, why do John Lloyd and Bea get together? Simply because they're John Lloyd and Bea. That's the problem. I mean, if I were to watch a romantic film, I'd like to fall in love with the lead actress, or at least I should, or at the very least, I should be able to sympathize with a guy, so that I would want him to win over the girl. Because if I hate the guy, parang shucks, don't bother with the girl. Or if I hate the girl, I'd hate the guy also. Parang, why are you courting the girl, for crying out loud? And that has been the problem with a lot of our romantic films. Why do they fall in love? Just because of some magic in there? No, it's not like that. Because the characters are supposed to be lovable. Case in point, one of my major movie crushes would be Jennifer Connelly in her performance in A Beautiful Mind. I mean, when I saw her, okay, sure, she's pretty. I'll have to give her that. But there are a lot of actresses who are pretty also. But what did they like about her? The way she took care of the character of Russell Crowe. Because I mean, the character of Russell Crowe was, at first he was really irritating, he was arrogant, but then I realized he's pathetic. The guy has problems, and then you have this woman who's willing to stick with the guy. I mean, not because she's just gonna be a martyr or what, because she knows that this guy needs help. And to a certain, and personally, I'd like to, when it comes to, it's nice to know a woman who's going to be willing to put up with your quirks, especially if those quirks are not really self-inflicted. Di ba? I mean, you see something like that, wow, no? And they grow old together, at least in the film, not in real life, but in the film. Parang, wow, I'd like to meet a woman like that. But here, with the local,
There's no connection.
it's just like, either you have it or you don't. I watched One More Chance. It's, for me, a 60% good film. Okay, that's classic, Bea Alonso, John Lloyd. I liked it for the most part. What I didn't like is, I think John Lloyd should have ended up with Maha Salvador. Because Maha Salvador's character is a lot better than Bea's. No? I mean, aside that Maha could act better than Bea, but given the qualities of Maha Salvador, being able to bring this guy from being a drunkard, pulling him up from the gutters. No? When John Lloyd said, yeah, that cheesy line wasn't really all that cheesy. When he said that, yeah, she loved me at my worst, you had me at my best, and that wasn't enough for you. When John Lloyd told Bea that, that was a very strong statement. That was a very solid statement. And you'd understand why John Lloyd loves Maha Salvador. And that everything gets destroyed, and everything becomes illogical when John Lloyd just goes for Bea without Bea even having to do anything drastic. To show that, yeah, I'm much more lovable than Maha Salvador. I mean, that was... Yeah, I mean, I started hating the characters. I don't think, yeah, you guys deserve each other, and I hate you guys for that. Something like that. That's how I felt at the end of the film.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and that has been our problem ever since. We think that, yeah, so long na may sampalan. Actually, one thing I learned about making local films, stories wala is the least important. That's a problem. How do we do action films? The producer says, I want 8 action sequences. I want an action, and I want a car chase scene, I want a barroom brawl. I mean, something like that. Yeah. And I mean, I've read about that, and I've personally experienced that. And I helped out a friend write a movie script, action movie, which never pulled through. And then afterwards, ikaw na bahala sa story. Basta kailangan lang dun yung mga eksena na yun. And yeah, I mean, so what do we end up with? We come up with a guy who's going to be oppressed by some high official, or diba? Then he starts taking revenge. And that has been the pattern, no? Sa mga natin, sa love stories, I think ganun rin. Diba? Yeah, kailangan hindi sila magkasundo, tapos maging magkasundo sila, tapos the guy does something para mag-split sila, and tapos liligawan ulit ng guy yung girl, tapos everything But the question is sa motivation. Why should I go back to this girl? Diba? Why should the girl accept the guy after the guy screwed up?
So do you think that Filipino audiences can't find that connection? Just really after the star power?
I think I don't think it's a problem of Filipino audiences. It's a problem with the people making those films.
The people making the films.
Yeah, because I think we have to give the Filipino audience a lot more credit. Because that's something that Hollywood is able to do, connect with the audiences. And that's why they get bigger support here than our local industry.
Do you think, sir, like Hollywood did their needed research? That's why they know how to connect with their audience, and the local film industry didn't do that?
Yeah, actually, if you guys want proof here, and this one is not film, but I think the pattern has been like this. I watched TV a few years back, na nagkaroon ng series yung Fantastic Man with Mark Heras as Fantastic Man. Okay, I didn't bother watching that series, but I saw him in an interview. He was asked, could you give us could you give your audience a reason on why they should watch? And he gave 3 reasons on why people should watch the series. Because there are big stars, there are a lot of special effects, and there's a lot of action. Those are the 3 things. Yeah. Mention of story, None. No. And apparently a lot of our stars think that way. Diba?
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that it? That it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.